Alrighty, fellow Travel Dons, welcome back to Adventures of a Traveling Don and our continued journey to Bermuda. And today, we are here in Miami, Florida. This is my first time in Miami. I'm amazed how big this city is. I did not realize that. I've only ever been just outside of the airport. So we're gonna go ahead and explore. We got about 24 hours before we finally take off for our flight to Bermuda. So let's go ahead and check out Miami. So first off, if you're trying to get around Miami, at least downtown, use their Metro Mover, or they're kind of like their Metro Link. It's actually kind of cool because it gives you kind of like aerial views as you're kind of going around downtown. And it's got 3 different loops. You got the inner loop, which is kind of just goes in a circle. I think that's actually under reconstruction right now. But then you have the Omni Loop and the Brickell Loop. And Omni Loop, of course, takes you north, and the Brickell Loop will take you south. And you can just kind of ride the whole thing. It doesn't take too long. It makes multiple stops at different points of downtown Miami, so you know, and it's all free. So if you want free transportation just within the downtown Miami thing, definitely use the Metro Loop. Okay, so first major stop here in Miami is, of course, to get something to eat. And we've come to Mary Brickell Park, and this is kind of like south of the river here in downtown Miami. And they have at the end of the park right next to the water, so you got great water views from here. But they have kind of like this food truck plaza, and there's multiple different places. Not all of them are open at the same time, but right now during the late morning, there's a bakehouse open, there's an Italian spot open, and we went ahead and went to the bakehouse to get a little coffee. Ooh, that's good and very hot. And then of course a couple different pastries. I got my one here personally is I think it's pepperoni, ham, a little bit of cream cheese in kind of like this nice flaky dough. So give it a try. Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good. And of course Mom got a mozzarella and oregano one, which looks really, really good. So, but anyway, that's hers, so I'm gonna give that to her. But anyway, yeah. A Suiza Bakehouse, they got their own little food truck here. Like I said, there's multiple different ones. There's an acai, there's Italian, there's a lot of different spots. And it's right next to the water, which is cool. So I liked my pastry, but Mom wasn't the biggest fan of the mozzarella oregano one. So we went ahead and came over to Raccoon and Dog. It's right around the corner from the other food trucks. So this is the apple one. I'm gonna give a big bite, and then she's gonna take the rest of it back. But nice apple croissant. There's actually right in there, you can see kind of like the apple puree. That's really nice too. These food trucks around Miami are fantastic. So if you guys have been watching the channel long enough, usually you know that I kind of sort of semi-plan things out. In this particular video, not really. The place we just had breakfast was kind of like the only spot that I initially picked, and we're just kind of winging it as it is, because this is my first time in Miami, first time walking around, and I can tell you right now, I'm enjoying it. Like, Miami downtown is very walkable, particularly along the waterfronts. Like, I'm across this bridge. I saw this bridge that goes over to Brickell Key, which is, I guess, its own island. Went over there. It's a little, you know, there wasn't much there except like condominiums, the Mandarin Hotel, but it was still kind of cool, and you get great views on both sides of the water. It's just fantastic. And I will say, Miami, for a modern style city with its architecture, that actually does really, really well. I'm rather impressed with the aesthetics of the actual city. Sometimes you have like a modern style city, it's a little drab, a little boring. This This is cool. Hey Travel Dons, just wanted to interrupt this video real quick and share with you my brand new partnership with Plannin.com. If you are looking for a booking site for hotel bookings anywhere in the world, check out Plannin.com. It is a fantastic booking site made for and by travel creators, whether they're travel Instagrammers, TikTokers, or YouTubers myself. Just go to the page, check it out. I'll leave my specific link in the description. You can check out all of my hotel recommendations. You can also follow any other travel creators that you would like to and kind of check out their kind of experiences. They even share travel guides. I'll be having travel guides coming out myself. But yeah, definitely check out Plannin.com next time you want to book any hotel reservations. All right, guys, back to the video. So here's a place not to miss, is right here called the Pillar of History. This is really kind of cool. It's just, I guess it technically is just the history of man and its creation, and it's just, the artwork on that is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, definitely make sure you don't miss that. Let's just get a picture of that. That's really cool. All right, so next stop on this Miami kind of tour, we've come down to Bayfront Park, and it's actually a pretty big park. Some of it right now is currently not available. I think they're doing some renovations, but we're on the south side and we'll go around to the north side in just a moment. But the south side is actually pretty nice. It gives you great views of the bay. But what's really cool is this, I think it's Lisa Tuttle statue right here. Very similar to the Statue of History of Man. It has all of like these depictions, which are just really kind of cool, of like history. I'm gonna guess of the area here in Miami, but it's just absolutely fantastic. The artwork around Miami, just in general, is amazing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the artwork and the colors of Mexico when I was in Mexico. And of course, you know, I have a lot of Caribbean influence and Latin influence, specifically here in Miami. But yeah, Bayfront Park is a great place. Now let's go to the north side and check it out on that side. And as you can see, we've made it to the north side of Bayfront Park. There's a little bit more to do. You got some better pictures, better angles, and of course behind me is the Wheel of Miami. Okay, so we have come on to what is called the Sky Views here in Miami. It's actually just above Bayside Marketplace. It's right at the very end of the marketplace, right off the water. I'm actually right at the very top. I stopped up here. We're about 200 feet up in the air, and it gives you fantastic views of this side of Miami, and even, of course, the islands that head out towards South Beach and all that stuff. So it's just absolutely fantastic. It's kind of cool that you just kind of get to see, and it's a beautiful day for this as well. It is slightly pricey. I think it's about, I got my tickets online, and I think it was about 19 bucks, and then with taxes and fees and stuff, it turned out to be about $24 even. So a little bit more than like the Seattle Wheel, and even like the one over in Santa Monica Pier. But even still, if you want to kind of get a nice bird's eye view from the water area of all of surrounding Miami, this is definitely worth coming up to. So when you're done with the Skyview Miami Wheel, definitely come down to the Bayside Market right next to it and Pier 5, because this place is bumping. Even during the daytime, there's quite a bit of life here, but I'm sure at nighttime, this place just lights up. I'm guessing this has got to be one of the party scenes here at this part of downtown, because it's just absolutely fantastic. There's so many different bars, restaurants, cafes, a lot of different stores, big shopping center, and of course it's right next to the water. So this is where Pier 5 specifically, where you would find a lot of your boat tours that can take you to Miami Beach, South Beach, or just kind of around the bay. So, but definitely Bayside's Marketplace, I'm just walking around, it is really, really cool. So I believe even if they don't have a game going on, I believe you can go into the Kaseya Center and specifically into the Miami Heat store. It's really kind of a cool store. So I highly recommend going in, particularly if you are a Miami Heat fan. You can obviously get the merchandise there. I am a Chicago Bulls fan, born and bred. However, I do support Jimmy Butler. I would get his jersey, even his Miami jersey, if it wasn't for the fact I still have an entire Bermuda trip in front of me, and I don't want to spend 150 bucks on a jersey right now at the beginning of this trip. But still, the store is really cool and worth a check. So this next area is probably so far been my favorite of this tour of Miami, and this is just north of the Caseya Center. This is at the Maurice Ferre Park, and this is the Dog and Cat Walkway and Sculpture Garden. I mean, just look at the artistry on this. It's like, it's this long walkway of dozens of like artistic sculptures and paintings on dogs and cats. If you are a art fan, if you're a dog and cat fan, this is really, really kind of cool, because it's just, the artistry is phenomenal, and it has all these little plaques of where it was, where they were created, who the artist was. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, so we've come back to the Brickell area, and I've come to a place for a late lunch called La Granja, and this is, I believe, a Peruvian fast food-ish type chain throughout the southern Miami, Florida, I think even up into Orlando. But it's more kind of like a chicken joint. They do have like pork, steak, things like that, but they're mainly known for their chicken, and it's a Peruvian style. It even has Inca Cola, which is supposedly a golden Peruvian cola, so we're gonna try that real quick. That's interesting. It almost tastes, it's kind of almost like a lemony ginger ale is the flavor to it, but it's interesting. It's a little sweeter than I usually like, but not too bad. Or maybe even kind of like a lemony Mountain Dew almost. So, but we're gonna go ahead and try this meal. I got this meal right here. It's the half chicken with rice and black beans. All of this, including the soda, for $13.50 after tax. So, I mean, you talk about a deal when it comes to the amount of food you're getting. And we'll go ahead and try this real quick. Oh, wow. The flavor on that skin is fantastic. And for this being kind of like a fast-ish food joint, that is fantastic. Wow. Talk about a deal with a meal that tastes great. Yeah, if you're ever anywhere in like the Broward County, Miami Beach, even Orlando, La Granja, they killing it. Okay, so it's been a fun kind of first day. As you can see, the sun has gone down. It is nighttime. I'm not really going out tonight. I had a friend that was going to join me that lives here in Miami, but she'll meet up with us tomorrow or in just a few seconds for you guys. But first and foremost, look at this. Look at this nighttime skyline. Absolutely fantastic. We're actually staying at the Courtyard Marriott here in the Brickell area. But anyway, I will see you guys in the morning when we head over to Miami Beach before we head out to Bermuda. Hi, good morning and welcome to Miami Beach. My friend Marisa is joining me all the way from Bar Harbor. She actually lives here now. And we're gonna be hanging out for a couple hours before we head towards the airport for Bermuda to finish off this video. But anyway, guys, say hi to Marisa.
Hi, guys.
And let's enjoy Miami Beach. So South Point is not just the pier, by the way, the entire park, absolutely fantastic. You get these water views all the way down the bay. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then of course the park here, it's just fantastic. So during the daytime, this is fantastic, but Marisa is talking about nighttime is when you usually come down here?
Nighttime I try to stroll over here a little bit, and these are lit up in like multicolor. It's fountain show.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really cool and beautiful. So it closes at 10 o'clock, but you have to come before then.
Do they do that year round or is it just during the summertime?
They do year round.
Year round?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's always summertime here.
To be fair, it is. Although, funnily enough, yesterday when we were shooting the first part of this, it was like, what, 62 and like breezy and chilly?
Yeah, I think you brought the cold weather with you.
It was like the coldest day in Florida,
Ever.
or at least in Miami. So, but yeah, like I said, this park is fantastic. So random Miami facts, number one.
Okay, so coconuts grows on these trees, so at some point they have to be harvested and taken down because the last thing you want is a coconut falling on your head when you're walking down the street. So
Does that actually happen? Are there like...
Yeah, I saw it happen a few months ago. I guess it was like harvesting season. You know, it happened on all the buildings down West Street, including my building outside. You know, they would just get the crane and go up there and take down all the coconuts.
Oh, did you actually see it hit someone in the head?
Not someone in the head, but I'm guessing this is preventative.
Would we want that? Like I said, Miami Random Facts 101. All right, so we've transitioned from the park and the beach to what is known as Ocean Drive. It's kind of like a famous drive here in Miami. And I think, Marisa, we're what, at 5th Street is where it kind of all begins?
If you're looking for some nightlife, I would say you can start on 5th Street and work your way up. There's a lot of really fun restaurants and entertainment in the evening.
So we're gonna go and check this out. Obviously it's not nighttime and I've got a plane to catch before the sun goes down, but we're still gonna try and check this out. It looks like it's got a nice looking park over here as well. So while you're along Ocean Drive, on your right-hand side past 5th Street, literally right past it, is Loomis Park, and this runs up for blocks and blocks. However, right at the beginning is, of course, the Miami Beach sign behind me. So definitely make sure you come by, get in line, because there's usually a line, and get that picture for the Instagram of Miami Beach. All right, guys, so it's time to say goodbye and drop off our dear friend Marisa. Thank you very much for joining. Everybody say goodbye.
Thanks.
And we're off to have one more meal before we hit the airport to head to Bermuda. Now for the final final spot, of course, you're in Miami, you gotta come down to Calle Ocho or A Street. This is Southwest A Street, and this is, of course, Little Havana. You know, Miami has a huge Cuban population. They're known for the Cuban food, so we had to come here. Honestly, the street is really kind of cool. The artwork around there is fantastic. They even decked out the McDonald's here is like the most decorated McDonald's I've ever seen. It's actually really kind of cool. But we've come to this place called I think it's like Old Havana, and it's a Cuban bar in Coquina, and I am super excited. I got a Cuban sandwich coming, so we're gonna pig out on that before we head to the airport. So, but anyway, this place is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so the Cubano has arrived. As you can see, this big bad boy we're about to tackle. So it's a mixture of ham, roasted pork, of course, Swiss cheese, mustard. Generally, they also serve pickles. I'm not a big pickle fan, so we forego those, but we're gonna give this a try. Oh, so good. Absolutely phenomenal. And we even got a side of sweet plantains just to go with that. So good, yeah. Old Havana, this place is off the chain. That sandwich is fantastic. Alrighty guys, and as you can see, we have arrived here at Miami Airport, and this will be the end of this particular video here in Miami. The next video, of course, we will be in Bermuda, so stay tuned for that. I do appreciate you guys coming along. If you like the video, give it a big old thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when any of the new videos come out. And of course, if you want to help support the travels, I do have a Patreon page and a Buy Me a Coffee account. I will leave those links in the description. And until we meet again, guys, I'll see you guys in Bermuda. Peace out and have a great night. Welcome to paradise.